So let me ask you this. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? And then tomorrow never, ever came? Because if you're like me, it's probably happened more times than you care to admit. You sit there staring at your things to do list with the intention of conquering it all. And instead of getting things done, you're scrolling through social media, convincing yourself that the perfect moment to start is just around the corner. But what if I told you that the perfect moment, it never comes? And every day that you and I wait, procrastination is stealing our time, our dreams, and every opportunity that has been placed before us. Not to mention our joy as well. If this is your first time joining us here on the podcast, welcome. We're so glad to have you here meeting us in the locker room of life. I am your host, RJ Jackson, also known as the Courage Giver, your impact speaker and mindset coach, helping you go from scratching the surface to digging down deep so that you can make an impact. And listen, don't get it twisted. I'm going to help you if you've been knocked down, get back up and come back stronger. So, we're going to do that today here as I give you information that causes transformation about your procrastination. We're about to break the cycle. So, don't go anywhere. Hang out with us today. You'll be glad you did. Welcome to Time to Win podcast, where healing and growth collide with purpose, and you get to heal, grow, and prosper. I'm your host, RJ Jackson. Join me as we take a graceful 90-degree turn from stress and struggling to purpose and prosperity. As a professional impact speaker and mindset coach, I'm here to show you the way out of secretly suffering in silence and help you get back on the path of prosperity. Because I firmly believe that you were born to prosper. So if you're ready, let's make that shift. It's time to win, my friend. So let's go fight, win. Oh, yeah. Shine bright like a diamond. And we can't shine bright if we don't get in it. We got to be in it to win it. So let's do this and let's do it together. Let's conquer procrastination once and for all. So I want to share with you 3 mistakes I found myself making that kept me stuck in the cycle of procrastination. And listen, the last one, it was a game changer for me. And I'm believing it's going to be a game changer for you. It's also the one that most people miss. So trust me when I tell you, you are going to want to stick around to the end so that you don't miss it. So picture this. You've got a big goal in mind. Maybe it's launching a business, writing a book, or putting down those Oreo cookies and finally getting in shape. You're excited, you're motivated, and then nothing. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. And guess what? Tomorrow comes and goes, and you're still stuck in the same spot. Oreo cookies in hand, sitting on the couch, scrolling through social media. The business idea keeps ticking in your mind. Writing the book. Girl, you're not even looking for the pen. Well, let me ask you, does that sound familiar? Yeah, I've been there too. I used to be the queen of procrastination. I'd find every excuse in the book. And if I couldn't find the excuse in the book, I would just simply write the book, waiting for things to be perfect. The perfect time. Overthinking every detail. Fearing at the same time that I wasn't ready. That what I had wasn't good enough. Living in the world of what if. Well, what if they don't like it? What if it's not good enough? What if nobody gets it? What if somebody does it better? But here's what I learned, that procrastination wasn't saving me time. It was actually robbing me blind. So today I want to share with you 3 mistakes that I made that kept me stuck in that vicious cycle. And more importantly, help you avoid making the mistakes that I made. So let's dive into the first mistake because this one is a biggie. And I know that some of you are going to understand what I'm talking about. All right. But no judgment, no judgment. Because guess what? We're in this thing together. I'm literally no different from you. It's just I've learned something different so that I can do something different and then help you do the same. So, what was the first mistake I made? Well, it was waiting for the perfect moment. That was my number one mistake. I waited for the moment to be perfect, for things to be perfect. I even thought it was going to work where I was going to be perfect. Wrong again. There's no such thing as a perfect moment, perfect people, not even the perfect RJ. But I did think that everything had to line up perfectly. My schedule, my energy, my mood, what I was going to do, what I would say, all of it. But guess what? The perfect moment doesn't exist. Life is always happening. You know how we say life be lifing, right? And there's always going to be something that feels like a roadblock, something that doesn't line up. Whether it's your busy schedule or you just have the urge to take a nap all of a sudden. Oh, it's always going to be something. But seriously, here's the truth. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You just need to take the first step. It doesn't have to be a big step or a grand entrance. It just needs to happen. Perhaps you've heard it said before, done is better than perfect. And if you've never heard it said before, let me say it again. Done is better than perfect. So remember that. Okay, so now that I've shared my first mistake with you and we've knocked down the myth about this perfect moment thing, let's talk about the next trap that I fell into that I want to keep you from falling into. And this one will actually keep you stuck for years if you're not careful. My second mistake that I made that caused me to procrastinate, overthinking every step. Every step. Oh man, now this one used to get me every single time. I would plan, replan, make a backup plan, rewrite the plan, and never actually took action. I convinced myself that if I didn't have every detail figured out, then I wasn't ready. And sometimes I had every detail figured out, but in the midst of getting started, I would create another detail that needed to be done. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, wait. Why are you raising your hand? I can't see you. Okay. But seriously, after a while, what I realized was I really was overthinking everything. And overthinking is just a form of procrastination. It tricks you into thinking you're being productive because you're always working on something. But really, the truth is, you're just delaying the inevitable. And the longer you think about it, the more overwhelmed you feel. And the more overwhelmed you feel, the more reasons you tell yourself to keep working at it. It's not ready. Well, let's bust that out. Because the truth is, you don't need to have it all figured out to start. You don't need to be ready. You need to be willing because action creates clarity. And the more you do, the more you'll learn along the way. So take the step I finally took and stop waiting. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Besides, feelings change. You may never feel ready. Just take the first step and let the process guide you. Remember, done is better than perfect. And procrastination is a thief. Overthinking is overwhelming. And there's greatness inside of you. And you are capable of doing what you believe in your heart you can do. You are capable of accomplishing your goal. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start in order to be great. Don't make the mistakes I've made. I did more than waste time. Every time I procrastinated, I literally put my purpose on the shelf. So if you're thinking you're the only one, let me help you out. Been there, done that, and have decided not to do that anymore. And if you're still doing that, here's my question. How's it working for you? Not at all, right? Okay, if you're still here, I'm believing that you're here because you are definitely picking up what I'm putting down. You can relate. You understand what it means to procrastinate. Well, I want to tell you to keep listening because this next one, whoo, now, it was a biggie for me. So again, today my goal is to share information that causes transformation with procrastination to help you do better, be better, and accomplish your goals. So I don't want you to have to go through what I went through. Yes, you're going to have your own experiences, but I'm going to tell you the mistakes I made so that you don't have to make them. And here is mistake number 3. Feared imperfection. Well, isn't that the same, RJ, as wanting to be perfect? No. It's different. Hold on. Let me explain. As Flip Wilson said, I can explain. See, I used to be terrified of making a mistake. I thought if it wasn't perfect, then it wasn't going to be right. And I stared at projects for days, sometimes afraid to start because I didn't want to fail. And I didn't want to look foolish. It was this thing of, looking like you got it all together, but falling apart in the inside. That was definitely me until I realized that the falling apart on the inside was literally killing me and showing up on the outside. And then here's my truth. I realized the fact that nobody was really paying more attention to my imperfections than I was. Matter of fact, most people didn't even notice because they don't even care. What people care about is themselves. So as we keep thinking about people are looking at us and thinking about us, it's not true. That's not what they do. People are concerned about themselves. That's it. So what I discovered, the key was to get started and refine as I go. And remember, there's no such thing as perfect. I remember working on my website like for days trying to get the perfect picture. The perfect picture. And you know what happened after I spent all that time finding the perfect picture? I found the picture I thought was perfect, put it up, but then felt the website altogether wasn't perfect. So I never pressed publish. Is that crazy or what? Okay, it's crazy, but don't judge me. Because listen, we are in this boat together, but if we don't start rowing, we're going to sink. And don't nobody have time for that. So we got to get it together. Would you agree? Okay, well, come on and continue with me. Let me tell you a few more mistakes that I made so that we can accomplish the goals that we have set to succeed. So remember, I promised you that the last one was going to be a game changer. Well, here it is. And it's not about managing your time better. It's about managing your emotions. Yeah, you heard me. It's not about, let me just make a list of things I want to do. And then, remember that perfect done is better than perfect, or remember that nothing's perfect. It's more than that. It really is about managing your emotions. It's about understanding that procrastination really isn't a time problem. It's an emotional problem. When we procrastinate, we're doing so because we're avoiding discomfort, whether that's through fear, uncertainty, or self-doubt. The game changer is recognizing that fact and acting on what you say anyway. Even if you're afraid, even if you're uncertain, even if you have to go alone, even if nobody believes in you, even if you're tired, even if you need to take a nap, just take the small step forward. Feel the fear. but don't let it stop you. Yes, you can learn from the mistakes I've made. And here they are, the ones I shared with you today, because trust me, trust me when I tell you, I have made many more. But these are the top 3 when it comes to procrastination. But I made a U-turn because I learned some lessons that helped me be my best self. So, what are they? So, what were the 3 mistakes I shared with you? Number 1, waiting for the perfect moment. Number 2, overthinking everything. And number 3, the fear of imperfection. So here's what I want you to do. Take one step today. Pick one move, take one step. It could be anything, because whatever you do is going to build momentum. So just pick one and get started today. Take one small step today that you didn't take yesterday, that you're afraid to take today, but you're going to take it anyway. One small step. Let's build momentum together. Are you willing? All right. Yes. Let's go. Because you are stronger than you think. And I know you've been knocked down 7 times, but this is your day to get back up one more time. And remember this, the setback is a setup for the comeback. And it's time to come back stronger. Now, you're going to do that for you, but here's what I need you to do for me. If you found today's episode helpful, would you remind a friend that now is the time to act by sharing this podcast with them? And would you save it for later for yourself? Because there's going to come a time that you will find yourself saying again, next time, tomorrow. And when that time comes, I want you to press play and hear what I have to say about procrastination and how it's robbing you of every opportunity that God has for you. All right, that just about does it for me today. So I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, this is your winning season. It is time, my friend, time to win. So let's go, fight, win, and come back stronger. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities, including details on the huddle, a table for 10, the Cure Circle, and the Cure Retreat. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the locker room of life, here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.